Hope is everything. That's the heartfelt message from aid worker Salah in Turkey, searching for signs of life at Ground Zero. Amid so much despair, he says rescuers are determined to find more survivors. Salah, thank you so much for joining us. We're seeing the devastation from here, but can't even imagine what that is like on the ground. You arrived 14 hours after the initial earthquake. Can you take me through the last 24 hours, what you've seen and what you've done?
I am literally very close to the epicenter. Just a couple of hours ago, I was assisting in a search and rescue effort that was going on here. And unfortunately, after hours of work, of knowing that there were people underneath some of the rubble of some of the buildings that had collapsed, the sad moment came where two of the, unfortunately, the dead bodies were sort of taken out of the rubble, which was really sad for everyone who saw it and for all of us who were supporting the effort. This first 72 hours is absolutely critical and essential because of the fact that this is the time period where search and rescue efforts are of the forefront, because there's hope and you know, that we can rescue as many people as possible that are stuck under the rubble. You can imagine people are very, very nervous, people are very sensitive, people are very emotional. All around us, we can see people, even if their home or the building in which their home was housed is still stable. People are choosing to sleep in their cars. And it's really, really cold. These are the coldest months in the year, sub-zero conditions. And it really doesn't help the situation. There were snowstorms yesterday. We're working around the clock. It really is a race against time to save lives.
You talk about then the hours that are put in to rescue someone, and that couple in particular, and then when that doesn't end well and there is such heartbreak, we then see over here these miraculous images of babies being pulled from the rubble. What does that mean to you?
Everything. I mean, there is nothing more rewarding than at the end of a search and rescue effort, you know, you've been able to fulfill, you know, hope is everything in these situations. Sorry if the line keeps cutting here. Can you hear me okay again?
I can hear you. I think it's just an example of how challenging things are over there. When it's freezing, there's not really electricity, there's limited food and water. We just appreciate that you're able to give us this time now. But when we hear that the death toll is nearing 8,000, are you expecting that to rise much higher?
Definitely. The situation is a lot worse than what you will see. We're still unearthing areas. We're still trying to get to an understanding for the amount of people that have actually been affected. The estimations are more than 13 million people have been affected. We also want to bring to people's attention the situation in Syria must not be forgotten. It's 13 years of war. There's a humanitarian crisis that was already going on in Syria. The lucky ones in Syria are the ones who are, you know, living in the tents. And that in itself is, you know, something you can't really comprehend or imagine. One of my colleagues was talking about one of the desperate needs in Syria is actually they're short of body bags, the amount of bodies that they're uncovering from the rubble. That in itself, you know, really hit me. I mean, I'm here and I'm seeing it. And, you know, I just want to sort of, just a few hours ago, we were at this search and rescue mission. And we were all working so hard trying to get to a good place where we could rejoice. And with all this difficulty and pain and suffering, we wanted to get to a good place where we could say, look, you know, we've rescued somebody else.
There are so little opportunities to rejoice in what you're seeing at the moment. You just touched on how critical the first 72 hours are. Do you have hope that others will be rescued?
There is hope, always will be hope, and we'll continue to have hope. You know, you're talking about the miraculous sort of things. One of our colleagues talks about how a mother gave birth to a child. Unfortunately, the mother passed, but a child survived. You know, a newborn was born in such a situation. So we're always hopeful. We have to be hopeful. We have to continue to work around the clock, but we have to also appeal to the, you know, Australia. We have to appeal to the community out there, to everyone in Australia, to support the efforts of aid agencies like Islamic Relief who are working on the ground to help us. We're working around the clock. We're all working on little sleep. I salute my colleagues on the ground here. Many of them have lost family members. But despite losing their family members, despite all their difficulties and challenges, they still go out there every single day and provide life-saving assistance.
Salah, what drives you to keep going when you're seeing what you're seeing?
It's, we have to do, we can only ever do what we can. And each and every single one of us has the ability to do something, whatever it may be. But through all the difficulties, we're seeing the real, true face of humanity, where people are there helping and supporting each other. And that's what supports us. That's what gives us the energy to keep going, to know that, you're all the way in Australia and you're giving us the opportunity to share the real human stories of what's going on in the ground here and bring to people's attention and hopefully get more support to help more people.
How long do you expect to be on the ground in Turkey?
I don't know. We're here for as long. I'm here for as long as needed and for as long as I can be in order to help and provide that assistance and support.
Salah, we have so many families here in Australia who have loved ones in Turkey and Syria who are holding on to any piece of information they can. So they very much appreciate, as we do, your time, and please stay safe. You're doing extraordinary work.
No problem. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity and keep supporting us.
And if you would like to support the relief effort, there's a list of aid organisations on our website.